Some creatures were never meant to be approached, and eagles are one of them. They're not just raptors, they're airborne assassins that are born to kill. While most people admire them from a distance, a few poor souls learn the hard way why that distance matters. From lightning-fast killers to the most powerful bird of prey anywhere, here are the 15 deadliest eagles in the world. Number 15, crowned eagle. All hail the crowned eagle. Africa's airborne enforcer and the bird most likely to star in a horror movie that ends poorly for everyone involved. Weighing up to 20 pounds with a 6-foot wingspan, this thing doesn't just fly, it descends. Nicknamed the leopard of the air, it has a disturbing appetite for prey that can weigh over 60 pounds. Goats, monkeys, even domestic dogs. Nothing's off limits. But the real jaw-dropper, there's documented evidence from 1924 linking a crowned eagle to the death of a human child. And before you chalk that up as ancient history, researchers have confirmed these birds can and do attack children when the opportunity arises. They're silent, patient, and hit with a force that's hard to survive. Experts call them the most dangerous eagle to humans. Fortunately, they tend to stay far from suburbia. So unless you live in a rainforest or Hitchcock was onto something, you're probably in the clear. Number 14, wedge-tailed eagle. Australia isn't short on terrifying wildlife, and the wedge-tailed eagle fits right in like it owns the outback. Which, let's be real, it kind of does. With a wingspan stretching nearly 9 feet, this is the largest bird of prey in Australia, and one of the biggest eagles on Earth. And size is just the start. These birds are known for attacking hang gliders and paragliders mid-air, tearing fabric with their talons like they're cutting through paper. Some say it's territorial. Others think they're just naturally aggressive. Well, we don't know. Either way, don't expect sympathy. They're also cannibals, with older chicks often killing their younger siblings, because clearly being big wasn't scary enough. They had to go full gladiator too. They'll eat anything from rabbits to kangaroos and have even been spotted scaring off cars to get roadkill first. If survival of the fittest had a face, it'd look like this eagle mid-dive screaming toward your windshield like a feathery warlord. Number 13, bald eagle. Now we land on a true American icon. Equal parts majestic, terrifying, and weirdly photogenic. The bald eagle isn't just a symbol of freedom, it's a national treasure with talons that could end your afternoon real quick. This beast boasts a wingspan of up to 7 feet and weighs around 10 to 14 pounds. But make no mistake, it punches way above its weight. With vision sharp enough to see fish from miles away, it launches into high-speed dives at nearly 100 male targets. Ducks, rabbits, turtles, and whatever else isn't paying attention. It doesn't just catch, it executes. These birds are calculated and focused, and look like they've been in 3 wars and came out annoyed. The bald eagle isn't here to pose for your patriotic merchandise. It's a full-on, top-tier predator. Think of it as nature's own stealth bomber wrapped in feathers. Beautiful? Well, sure it is. Harmless? Not even slightly. Especially if you happen to be a fish with confidence issues. Number 12, Verreaux eagle. The name may sound classy, but this eagle doesn't care about manners. This African beast might not be the biggest, but it moves like a precision drone with serious muscle. Stretching up to 3 feet long and rocking a wingspan over 7 feet, it's built for air combat. It targets anything it can lift: rabbits, tortoises, hyraxes, whatever's unlucky enough to move under its radar. Its talons, brutal. Its attitude, worse. While some birds politely coexist, Verreaux's eagle prefers a solo act, and that includes taking out rivals. It doesn't just fly through the sky, it owns it. You won't see them circling cities, but if you're living near rocky cliffs or deserts, yeah, maybe glance up once in a while. These eagles aren't out here singing Disney songs. They're lifting prey straight off the ground and vanishing like it's just business as usual. And if you think you're safe because you weigh more than a tortoise, don't get too comfortable. They love a challenge. Number 11, golden eagle. Well, as we've seen, all eagles are dangerously deadly. But the golden eagle doesn't just sit on that list, It owns the top spot like it pays rent. This isn't just a bird, it's a high-speed, sky-sniping missile with feathers. This North America's largest bird of prey can weigh up to 15 pounds and rock a wingspan stretching over 6.5 feet. And believe it or not, prehistoric fossils show they used to be even bigger. Because clearly, nightmares weren't terrifying enough already. They've been spotted diving at 150 miles per hour and snatching up everything from rabbits and foxes to deer. Yup, deer. These beasts don't just hunt, they dominate. Some bold or foolish reports even claim they've tried to lift toddlers, which, if true, bumps them straight into supervillain territory. Technically, a golden eagle has never killed a human. But let's not test the theory, because if any bird looks like it's plotting something, it's definitely this one. Just look at it. Number 10, harpy eagle. Some birds scream power. This eagle doesn't scream, it glares, and that's somehow worse. Towering at up to 3.5 feet long with a wingspan over 7 feet, this feathery tank doesn't fly. It stalks the skies. Native to the rainforests of Central and South America, it has talons that look like they were forged in a blacksmith's nightmare, over 5 inches long, thicker than grizzly bear claws, and built to crush. They feast on monkeys, sloths, and anything else too slow or unlucky to escape. While they haven't officially attacked humans, experts agree if one of these birds felt its nest was threatened, even a bodybuilder wouldn't walk away unharmed. Joints? Snapped. Bones? Pulverized. It's basically nature's flying bone crusher. And if you think you could square up with one, go ahead, just make sure your will's in order. For now, they're not interested in us, but that might just mean they haven't gotten bored yet. But anyway, they are cute. Number 9, tawny eagle. If you've ever had a buffet-invading uncle who shows up late just to clean everyone's plates, congratulations, you've basically met the tawny eagle. This bird is a scavenger to the core, but with a 7-foot wingspan and 0 manners, it pulls off the whole freeloader thing with disturbing efficiency. Sure, it hunts. Birds, rodents, insects, anything that moves. But more often, it shows up after the chaos, rips into leftover carcasses, and acts like it did all the work. It even partners with vultures sometimes, like some twisted version of teamwork. What makes it deadly is its adaptability. From the African savannas to desert edges, it thrives in hostile environments by being just opportunistic enough. If it sees a chance, it takes it. Doesn't matter who got there first. Doesn't matter who killed it. The tawny eagle is less about flashy kills and more about survival with 0 guilt. Think of it as the bird world's tactical looter, and it's absolutely crushing the role. Number 8, white-tailed sea eagle. You'd think with a name that's straightforward this bird might be a little boring. You'd be wrong. The white-tailed sea eagle is a massive opportunistic force of nature with 0 morals and 0 shame. Native to Europe and Asia, it has an 8-foot wingspan and the energy of a feathery mob boss, one that will take what it wants when it wants. It's a talented hunter capable of snatching fish right off the water's surface mid-flight. But more often, it steals food, nests, prey, if another bird worked hard to catch it. The white-tailed sea eagle's already halfway to taking credit. That includes raiding colonies, eating hatchlings, and demolishing eggs without a second thought. It doesn't need to be nice, it's big, it's brutal, and it knows it. If this bird had access to Uber Eats, it would probably intercept the delivery and demand a tip. You don't earn a reputation like this without being one of the baddest things in the sky. But let's be honest, it is pretty cute. Number 7, white-bellied sea eagle. With a name that sounds more like a clumsy British nobleman than a savage predator, the white-bellied sea eagle is full of surprises. Found across coastal Asia, Australia, and the UK, this bird is basically Mr. Worldwide with an attitude. With an 8-foot wingspan and the appetite of a pirate, it rules both land and sea with 0 apologies. Its favorite prey? Fish, turtles, sea snakes, anything unfortunate enough to splash. But don't assume it stays marine. Mammals, birds, and livestock aren't off limits. One poor reverend in Scotland learned this the hard way when his beloved Toulouse goose got snatched and the eagle jumped him next. Yes, really. You don't expect an aristocratic-sounding bird to go full WWE, but here we are. The white-bellied sea eagle is powerful, unbothered, and absolutely not here to play nice. If it wants something, it takes it. And if you're in the way, well, better hope you're not someone's prized poultry. Number 6. Crested serpent eagle. Most eagles go for size, but not this one. The crested serpent eagle is all about precision and snakes. And let's say a lot of snakes. Found across Asia, this sharp-eyed bird isn't out here chasing deer or dogs. It has one thing on its mind: slithering, venom-filled, spine-wiggling prey. It perches high, motionless, with the patience of a monk and the heart of a hitman. The moment a snake crosses into its kill zone, it dives straight down like a living javelin. There's no warning, no second chance, just a fast vertical drop and a reptile that regrets everything. While it's not the biggest eagle on the list, don't let that fool you. Its hunting style is ruthless, and its grip strength can easily crush bone. The crested serpent eagle is a specialist, a predator that could go after anything, but chooses to terrorize snakes. There's something kind of poetic about that. Well, poetic if you're not the snake. All right, now let's talk about something that even dinosaurs fear. Number 5. Philippine eagle. The Philippine eagle doesn't look deadly at first glance until you realize this fluffy-headed sky assassin has a grip strength that could snap bones like pencils. Known locally as the monkey-eating eagle, this bird doesn't do warnings or second chances. Standing over 3 feet tall with a wingspan stretching 7 feet wide, it's one of the largest and rarest eagles on Earth. Its diet: anything it can snatch from the treetops. Monkeys, flying lemurs, snakes. If it moves, it's probably lunch. It dives through the dense jungle at breakneck speed, talons forward, like a missile dressed in feathers. Endemic to the Philippines and critically endangered, the Philippine eagle isn't just dangerous, it's sacred. But don't get too sentimental. Despite its protected status, it could absolutely mess you up if it needed to. Imagine a bird with the attitude of a bouncer and the precision of a sniper. It's majestic, but also one badly timed stare away from rearranging your face. Number 4. African fish eagle. Apologies in advance, but no, this is not a half-fish, half-eagle hybrid. Trust me, we're all disappointed. What it is, however, is one of Africa's most iconic predators, with a screech that basically defines the continent's soundscape. The African fish eagle looks a little scruffy around the feathers, but don't let that fool you. This thing is a full-blown menace. Yes, it dives for fish like a champ, talons first, precision locked. But don't assume its diet ends there. Ducks, flamingos, small crocodiles. If it's edible and available, it's fair game. These eagles have also perfected the art of thievery, regularly stealing from other birds like it's part of the job description. They're loud, bold, and absolutely shameless. And while their voice might be the most recognizable in Africa, it's not a warning, it's more of a flex. You hear that call and somewhere something is about to regret its life choices. If birds had theme songs, this one would be a war cry. Number 3. Steller's sea eagle. Big, bold, and extremely Russian, Steller's sea eagle doesn't just fly, it arrives. This behemoth of the bird world rules the skies over Russia and Japan, looking like a feathered tank with wings. Females can weigh up to 20 pounds, stretch over 40 inches long, and show off a wingspan that hits 7 feet. And then there's the beak, huge, hooked, and widely considered the strongest of any eagle. Fish make up most of its diet, but when that feels too basic, it's been known to go after juvenile seals. Because apparently sushi isn't always enough. And while humans haven't made the menu yet, there's a quiet confidence in the way these birds carry themselves. They've survived near extinction. Nothing phases them. British farmers reportedly had to install laser systems just to keep them from going full Mission Impossible on their livestock. You don't make a bird-proof security system unless you're dealing with something that really knows how to steal. Number 2. Indian spotted eagle. Not all eagles need to be giant feathered tanks to make their point. The Indian spotted eagle plays it quiet, subtle, and absolutely deadly. It's slightly larger than a kite. But don't let its size fool you. This bird has perfected the art of patience and the ambush game. Living in grasslands, wetlands, and light forests, it's not flashy. It won't dive from ridiculous heights or scream mid-air. Instead, it waits, finds a perfect perch, watches, then swoops in with ruthless speed before its prey even knows they've been made. Its menu includes reptiles, amphibians, mammals, birds, you name it. It's not the biggest predator in the sky, but its precision and adaptability make it a serious threat. Especially if you're something small and unfortunate. Small but mighty doesn't even cut it. This eagle is the equivalent of that quiet person at the party who could probably dismantle a tank with a butter knife. And nobody realizes until it's too late. Number 1. Martial eagle. Well, now imagine giving an apex predator the build of an Olympic gymnast and the instincts of a street fighter met the martial eagle. Africa's largest eagle doesn't hunt. It enforces with an 8.5-foot wingspan and piercing yellow eyes that probably see through your soul. This raptor is one of the most feared hunters across the continent. This adept hunter doesn't discriminate. Baboons, mongooses, monitor lizards, small antelope. If it moves, it's fair game. Even the lions don't get a complete free pass against these beasts. And while that sounds like pure chaos, humans haven't taken kindly to this muscle-bound menace. Farmers, tired of losing livestock, began shooting and poisoning them, which has sadly made them a rare sight in some regions. But in the wild, they're still legends. Martial eagles have the audacity to attack prey twice their size, then fly off with it like it's a lunchbox. Fearless doesn't even cover it. If birds had mafia bosses, the martial eagle would be the one calling the hits. If you've enjoyed this video, be sure to like, share, and subscribe. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you soon in the next one.